For thousands of years, no one knew her story, not because it was lost, but because someone tried to erase it. Images, broken statues, names scratched out, her statues were smashed. Her name was cut out of stone. Her memory was buried in the Egyptian sand, but today, science has brought her back. Using DNA, bones, and modern technology, scientists discovered the truth about one of Egypt's greatest rulers. This is not just a story about power. This is a story about mystery, pain, and survival. This is the story of Queen Hatshepsut. To understand Hatshepsut, we need to understand ancient Egypt. Egypt was built on rules and order. They called it Ma'at, animation. Egyptian symbols. Ma'at meant balance, truth, and following the gods' laws. This system had 3 important rules. Pharaohs must be men. Kings were chosen by the gods. Women could only be queens or helpers, never the main ruler. Images, male pharaohs on thrones. Breaking these rules was dangerous. It upset the gods, but Hatshepsut broke all of them. Hatshepsut was born around 1507 BCE into Egypt's royal family. Her father was Pharaoh Thutmose I, a powerful warrior king. As a princess, she got special education. She learned to read hieroglyphs, studied religion, and watched how power worked. Expert interview, Egyptologist, expert. Hatshepsut's father saw she was smart. Even though women couldn't rule, he taught her everything about being a leader. Narrator, like other royal families, Hatshepsut married her half-brother, Thutmose II. She became queen, but not the main ruler. Then Thutmose II died suddenly. Somber music, the throne went to his son, Thutmose III. But there was a big problem. The new pharaoh was only 6 or 7 years old. Just a child. Egypt needed an adult ruler. So Hatshepsut stepped up. At first, Hatshepsut ruled as a regent. That means she helped the young king make decisions. This was normal for royal women, but then, something changed. Dramatic pause. When Thutmose III grew up, Hatshepsut didn't step aside. Instead, around 7 years into his reign, she did something shocking. She made herself pharaoh. Powerful music, not queen. Not helper. She became king of all Egypt. Images, statues of Hatshepsut dressed as a male pharaoh. She wore the fake royal beard that pharaohs wore. She used male titles. Temple walls showed her with a man's body and no shirt. Expert interview, Egyptian archaeologist, expert. This was crazy for that time. In 3,000 years of Egyptian history, no woman had done this. Hatshepsut didn't just break the rules, she destroyed them. But how did she convince people she had the right to rule? Temple wall images, she created propaganda. Temple walls told stories that the god Ammonius was her real father. She claimed the gods wanted her to be pharaoh. Divine birth. Divine right. Chosen by the gods. Egypt had never seen anything like this. Narrator, Hatshepsut didn't focus on war. She focused on making Egypt wealthy. She reopened old trade routes that no one had used in years. She organized a famous trip to a mysterious place called the Land of Punt, probably somewhere near modern Somalia. Animated map, trade routes. The expedition brought back amazing treasures. Gold. Frankincense. Myrrh. Ivory. Exotic animals. Even living trees planted in Egyptian soil. Temple images, carvings of the Punt expedition. These scenes were carved into her temple walls, and you can still see them today. Dramatic reveal, the temple complex. Her greatest achievement still stands. The temple at Deir el-Bahri is a masterpiece. 3 huge levels rise from the desert, connected by ramps, filled with columns and rooms. Perfect design. Beautiful proportions. Architecture that wouldn't be matched for hundreds of years. Expert interview, architect, expert. This temple was ahead of its time. The way it uses space, how it fits into the cliff, it's genius. Narrator, under Hatshepsut's rule, Egypt was rich. People had food. The gods were happy. By every measure, she was successful. She ruled for about 22 years, longer than many male pharaohs. Pause. So why did someone try to erase her? Chapter 5. Erasing her from history. Minutes 19 to 23. Dark music, images, destroyed monuments, smashed statues. Narrator, after Hatshepsut died around 1458 BCE, something terrible happened. Her images were destroyed everywhere. Her name was cut out of stone monuments. Her statues were smashed and thrown in pits. Close UPS, chiseled names, broken faces. This wasn't random damage. This was planned destruction, erasing her from history. Expert interview, Egyptologist, expert. The destruction was careful and planned. They specifically attacked her images as pharaoh, especially where she looked like a king. Narrator, most historians think Thutmose III ordered this. But not right away. The destruction started 20 years after she died. This timing is important. thoughtful music, it means this wasn't about revenge. If Thutmose III hated her, why wait 20 years? Expert interview, art historian, expert, this was political, not personal. Thutmose III needed to erase the idea that a woman could rule as pharaoh. It was too dangerous to let that example exist. To truly erase her from history and stop her soul from living in the afterlife, they needed one thing, her body. Her mummy, but for thousands of years, no one could find it. Finding Hatshepsut's mummy became one of archaeology's biggest mysteries. In 1903, Howard Carter, the man who later found King Tut's tomb, found a small tomb in the Valley of the Kings. It was labeled KV60 and had 2 female mummies on the floor. Historical photos, the discovery, one was identified as Sitarin, Hatshepsut's nurse. The other had no name, it was fat, damaged, and had no labels. Carter thought they weren't important. The tomb was closed again. Time passing montage, decades went by. The mummies were forgotten, moved around, separated. Archaeologists found dozens of pharaohs' mummies, but not Hatshepsut. By the 1990s, this was frustrating. They had found minor pharaohs, but one of Egypt's greatest rulers was still lost. Modern footage, Egyptian archaeologist Dr. Zahi Hawass, Dr. Hawass, became obsessed with finding Hatshepsut. She deserved to be found. She deserved respect. Narrator, then in 2007, modern science solved the mystery. Dr. Zahi Hawass put together a team of scientists. They looked at all unidentified mummies from that time period. The fat mummy from KV60 became a suspect. CT scan images, but without labels or jewelry, how could they prove who it was? Then someone remembered something strange in the Cairo museum footage, small wooden box, a small wooden box with Hatshepsut's name on it. Inside were organs and one tooth, just a single molar. Dramatic music build, that tooth became the key to everything. Scientists scanned the fat mummy's jaw. They found a missing tooth. The shape, the roots, everything matched the tooth in the box. Expert interview, DNA scientist, we then tested DNA from the tooth and compared it to other royal mummies. It matched Hatshepsut's family members. The evidence was overwhelming. Reveal moment, after 3,500 years. Queen Hatshepsut was found, but identifying her was just the beginning. Her body told secrets about her life that no one expected. Modern scans revealed something shocking. Hatshepsut, the powerful pharaoh who ruled Egypt, was very sick during her reign. Medical images, she was severely obese, probably over 200 pounds. This was unusual in ancient Egypt where most people were thin. She had type 2 diabetes. Scientists could see this in her bones. Bone scans, her spine showed terrible arthritis. Her backbones were crushed together from years of weight and pressure. Just walking would have caused constant pain. Her teeth were infected. Severe gum disease, abscesses, infection spreading through her blood. Expert interview, medical examiner, doctor, this wasn't just uncomfortable. This was severe, constant pain. Every single day would have been a struggle. But the worst discovery was in her bones, somber music, signs of cancer, probably spreading through her bones. The damage shows a slow disease that would have caused terrible pain. Pause, think about this. Hatshepsut sat on Egypt's throne, ran an empire, led religious ceremonies. While her body was slowly dying, she ruled through pain we can barely imagine, pain she had to hide from everyone. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was a living god. Showing weakness was impossible. Archaeologists found jars from Hatshepsut's burial. These contained ancient medicines and ointments, prescriptions from 3,000 years ago. Modern scientists tested what was inside. Laboratory testing footage, the ointments were meant to treat a skin disease, probably a rash that bothered her for years. Ancient doctors mixed minerals, plants, and animal fats following medical texts, but some ingredients were deadly. Graphics, chemical formulas, the ointments contained chemicals that cause cancer. Put on broken skin over and over, these poisons went straight into her blood. Expert interview, chemical scientist, the medicine meant to help her might have killed her faster. Ancient Egyptian doctors were smart, but they didn't know about cancer or long-term poisoning. Narrator, in ancient Egypt, medicine was mixed with magic. Doctors were also priests. Treatment wasn't just herbs, it was spells, charms, and prayers to gods. Ancient medical text images, they could fix broken bones and do surgery. But they couldn't see the invisible damage their medicines caused. Hatshepsut trusted her doctors. Without knowing it, they poisoned her. For 3,500 years, Queen Hatshepsut was silenced. Her enemies destroyed her images, erased her name, and tried to remove her from history, but they failed. Museum footage, Hatshepsut's mummy, today, her bones speak. Her DNA tells a story that no one could destroy. She was a woman who took power in a man's world. She ruled as king for over 20 years, making Egypt rich and peaceful. She suffered through illness and pain that would have broken most people. Temple images, sunset at Deir el-Bahri, her monuments still stand, proof of her vision and ambition. Her mummy rests in the Cairo Museum, finally identified and honored. Science gave her back what politics tried to steal: her identity, her story, her place in history. Final shot, sunset over the Valley of the Kings. Hatshepsut's enemies wanted her forgotten forever. Instead, she became unforgettable.